Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura and today we are going to be going book shopping in Santiago de Compostela, which is where I study. I've just finished my last exam of this semester and it's sunny outside, and I have this amazing tradition of going book hunting after I finish my final exam. I go to some second-hand stores and I will also go to Follas Novas and Casa del Libro. I know Casa del Libro has two of the books I want to read this summer. At least they should have them. And if I got there and they don't have those two books, I'm going to be so angry. I thought about ordering them to be sent to the store, but I was like, it would be so fun to go to the store and pick them myself. So if they are not there, the only person to blame is myself. So yeah, let's go! I think I'm quite happy with the results. There are not really a lot in quantity, but they are quality-wise really good. I think I was really responsible this time. I was like, I'm only going to get the books I 100% want to read and want to have on my shelves because I think I'm going to love them. I'm super excited about them. And that made things difficult because I went to 4 bookstores. One of them was a second-hand bookstore and another was a shopping center, but the book selection was really good. It's just that the English selection was not that big. That's the problem because I live in Spain. We have really good libraries in Santiago, but a lot of them, all of them have a wider selection of Spanish books than English books because that's what people mainly read. So it's always difficult to find something to read if you mainly read in English as I do. I'm just a bit bittersweet about one of the books I have on my list that I have a bit of hope, just a bit, that maybe they had them here because it's quite well known for a fantasy book. But they didn't. They have the Spanish version, is Gardens of the Meme. I'm going to read Malazan this summer. I challenged myself to read classics, read Malazan, and give a second chance to One Piece. We'll see how everything goes because I think I'm being a bit optimistic. But enough of that, I'm going to show you the books. The Husky and His White Cat, Shizun. This is a danmei novel. It's going to be my first danmei novel. It's not by MXTX. People say this book is really painful to read, and also we are going to have like 10 volumes, 13 volumes, and we only have I think 2 so far, which means if I do like it, I will have to wait so much to finish this series. I really don't know anything about it. I try not to get spoiled, but the person who made me a star reading MXTS, she really likes it. She's just started reading it. She read the first one. I was like, okay, I'll read it. I'll read it. I'm really excited about it, but I'm still kind of worried because I have this problem with MXTX books, is that I really hate the prose. Like the writing, it hurts. I'm sorry. I just don't really get addicted to the book because of the writing. I really love the cartoons, I really love the story, I really love the magic. Basically, I really love everything, but the writing, I think it's because of the translation. It feels really artificial sometimes, like it's kind of rigid. I hope it's not the case with this one, but I'm still a bit worried, you know? So yeah, this is the first book. The second book I really wanted to find there because I knew they have it, is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I have a feeling it has the potential to be a new favorite book. Maybe it's because Throne of Pages read this book. It's the whole reason why I wanted to buy it, and also because I really love the author. I'm going to read you what the book is about. Athena Lee is a literally darling, and June Hayward is a literally nobody. When Athena dies in a freak accident, June steals her unpublished manuscript and publishes it as her own, under the ambiguous name Juniper's Song. But as evidence threatens June's stalled success, she discovers exactly how far she will go to keep what she thinks she deserves. What happens next is entirely everyone else's fault. And the third book is, I'm really surprised about it, I just cannot believe it was there. And it's a book I wanted to buy because I loved book 1 and book 2, but I was like, okay, I will wait to order it online because it's the last book in a trilogy. The author died. It's the last book I'm going to be reading by him. When I saw it, I couldn't believe my eyes. Millennium. I know the cover is horrible, but I think it's the same cover as the other two I have. The odds of finding this book on a second-hand bookstore waiting for me in English, I think it may not be like 0.1%. After showing you the 3 books I'm going to be reading in the summer, well, at least 2 of them, because the mystery one, I'm not sure if I'm ready to finish the trilogy just yet. I thought it would be interesting to show you my physical TBR, but it's at my parents'. I'm going to my parents' tomorrow and I'll show you my physical TBR, which has the books I'll be reading during the summer, and also I'm going to show you my danmei collection so far, because I've been collecting XTX books since I did my last book haul, which just was in autumn, I think. It was really long ago. So I want to show you my danmei collection because I'm really proud of it, and I think it's growing quite well. And so yeah, I see you tomorrow. So we are at my parents now, and this is the current situation. I've been collecting books and putting them on my desk because they do not fit on my shelves. Technically, I may be able to solve it by just putting these trophies and a couple more I have up there in boxes, but that's not what we will be doing today. That's a problem for future Laura when I will try to organize my shelves. Today we'll be deciding what I'm going to be reading in the summer. I'm going to show you a few books I've been collecting. Here we have mystery pile, manga pile, romance pile, currently reading pile. Then those are the fantasy books, danmei books, and out of my comfort zone books. Those don't really bother me because sometimes I like to read something that is not my, typical genres, which are fantasy, romance, or a bit of mystery. I'm not reading that many mystery right now, but those are my main genres. And these 3 are Frederick Backman, young adult books, and historical fiction, so we'll forget about those. This is the mystery pile. I need to read a couple of them, so I'm going to challenge myself to read at least 2, so this starts to go lower because I hate having so many physical books unread on my shelves. This I think I read like a couple of pages. Yes, I mean, it's been like this since 2021, I think. So I'll probably be reading Gone Girl and maybe this one, or maybe one by Agatha Christie, because I'm afraid of this book so much. Maybe I should start with this book because I'm afraid of it. This is the currently reading pile, so this is probably going to be the first one that it just disappears. Then I have these 3, I actually read them already, but I wanted to show you them because They're so beautiful. This is the first manga I've ever bought and I loved it, and I got the 18 volume because I was watching the anime and the anime ends on a huge cliffhanger. I was like, I needed to know what is going to happen, but I've never read any manga, so I was really afraid. And this is my favorite out of the 3. Actually, I really liked it, but at the same time they're over so soon. Like, I feel like it took me more time to bought them than read them. But I think I'm going to still read the 21 and the 22nd. Now the romance pile. This is actually not mine. I gave it to my mom for her birthday, I think, and she loved it, so she was like, you need to read it, and it's Lisa Klaipa, so of course I need to read it. And this one, of course, time to humble myself. I was going to study Italian this year, but I quit. So I have the first book in Italian, the second book in Italian. I really read the first book, and this is the second book. And I know they're really hard to find in English, so I have to decide whether I'm going to read the series in Italian, even though my Italian is not that good. Basically, I'm able to read them because Italian is very similar to Spanish, but I know nothing of Italian. Or I should just give up, just donate this book. But I really want to read the series. This is a hard choice. And then I have my physical fantasy TBR. We will be talking about those later. I will sit and talk about them because those are the ones I'm worried about. And my danmei series. Look at them. I have the others there. Should I put all of them together and show them to you because I'm so obsessed with my danmei collection right now. So this is how it looks. Aren't they so beautiful together? The only problem I have with these editions, like, I'm going to be super picky right now, but they don't really look ordered on the shelves. Like, they don't match the colors. What I do usually is just change them around a little, so at least the colors kind of mix better. Like, let me. You see, they're a bit better this way, I think, but it's still not quite there. I haven't read 3 of them. I haven't read this one. I'm currently reading this one, and of course this one. I'm a bit worried about the husky and his white cashewsim, but they're so beautiful, guys. That's why I wanted to show you them. Like, look at this. Oh, they're not going to fit now. Well, okay. And this one is actually super beautiful too. Anyway, if you want to see like a bookshop tour, or maybe I could shoot them like a bit slower on another video, let me know in the comments, because I'm so obsessed with these editions. Like, I know they're super expensive, but if I had to choose like one book to spend my money on it, there will be these editions because they are so worth it. Now I'm going to show you the fantasy books. I wanted to talk about the fantasy books because usually when I read, I just follow the mood, especially with romance. I just go with the flow. I see a review I'm reading this book now, or at night, or just a couple of days after. I don't really wait to read romance, except if there are maybe like thriller romance. I'm not in the mood for thriller romance or something like, you know, very specific. Otherwise, I'm a simple girl. I just see a book I like, I'm like, you are going to come with me, and I just read it. Usually I also use ebooks, so it's really easier to just click it and buy it, and that's it. But with fantasy, I tried once doing this and it was a huge disaster. I didn't have 5 books in a row. I got on a reading slump. It was actually last year when we were starting this channel. I was like, yes, I'm going to just read a lot of these very unique fantasy books. It was such a mess, guys. So I've learned it, and I decided that fantasy needs to have some kind of order, needs to have a lot of reviews, needs to just be searched before starting a series, and also because it takes me so long to finish a fantasy book. With romance, I will read it in 1-2 sittings, but with fantasy, I will need maybe 1 week or even 1 month to finish a book. So I need to make sure that at least I think I'm going to love it, and there is nothing telling me otherwise. That's why we'll be talking about the books I have here, and we see if I can buy a couple more, because I have a list of fantasy books I want to read, but maybe it's a bit too long, I don't know. They don't seem like a lot, so maybe I can get 1 more. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot one. I forgot this baby here. Okay, now it's complete. So, first, of course, Yellow Face. I'll be reading this so soon. I think I'm going to make myself wait and read the other books I'm currently reading, because I'm currently reading 4 fantasies and I really want to read this one. So I think I'm going to make myself finish at least one of them, and in exchange I can start this one because I'm so obsessed with it. And then I have the other 2 fantasies that I'm really excited about, and there are this one that is the second book in Monsters of Verity. It's also the last one because it's a duology, and I'm really excited that I haven't read it yet because I wasn't ready for the series to finish. But now I think it's the moment, because I think if I wait more, I will start to forget important things. So we'll be reading this one. And then I have The House in the Cerulean Sea. Okay, hear me out. I've been wanting to read this book since it came out, but I have it so hyped on my head. I was like, there is no way it's going to live up the hype. And I think right now, I'm just okay about it. I'm kind of tired, actually, of seeing it on my shelves and being too scared of picking up. So right now, I think I can read it without waiting to find the new reason of my existence, because I hate going into a book with too high expectations, because I think it always destroys you a bit the reading experience. So yeah, this one. And then I have the 2 books I'm not sure I want to read. I'll explain you why. So the first one is Chain of Irons. This cover. This is the reason why I bought this book. So I read the first book, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. But I was like, let's buy this book because I saw it in the bookstores. I know I said I was really responsible, but that day I wasn't that responsible and I bought it. I was okay about it until I started seeing the reviews for the 3rd book in the series, and they are not really nice. So I was like, I'm really going to read this book just to not enjoy the 3rd one. But that's the point. So I was very low about it. So please, if you like it, this book, just tell me in the comments, because I feel like I've only read bad reviews about this one and the 3rd one since I bought this one. I was like, why? Why are you doing this to me? So yeah, but I think I'm going to be trying to read it soon, because I hate having books on my shelves for that long, and this one I bought it last year, I think. So I think it's time to read it. And then Joy by Cumbry. I have an excuse also for this book, and is that I enjoyed book 1, but it took me so long to finish book 1 because, yes, I'm going to say it, not a lot of things happened in book 1. I really enjoyed the characters because they were interesting, but at the same time, I didn't love them as a person, obviously, because they are quite dark. They are just bad people. So I like them because they are interesting and they are different and they are well done, very well done. And at the same time, I wasn't dying to see if they were going to be alright, because I mean, if someone kills them, they kind of deserve it. The thing is that this book is here because I really want to read Joe Cumbry, because I actually like his writing style. I like this kind of humor, and for me humor is a really important part of the book. I really like the humor in book 2. Sorry, in book 1, especially Lotka. I love it seeing Lotka, but I'm a bit worried because, as I said before, it took me so long to read book 1, so I think I just need to do it. Like, I need to pick the book, start reading the book, and just finish it. And then I have The Love Law. I actually read this book already, but I want to read it and read the rest of the series because, okay, kind of, well, not really, it's like typical opinion. I think Miss Bourne era 1 was more epic and was more unforgettable. I don't remember that much about this book. I feel like I remember Miss Bourne era 1 a lot more clearly, even though I read it so long ago. It was actually the first adult fantasy book I've ever read. It's kind of young adult. I think it's shelved as young adult, but I count it as adult because I think it works both ways. The thing is that this book was so much fun. Like, I read it in 1 or 2 sittings. I'm like, yes, it's not that serious, it's not that impactful, but oh my god, is it fun. I just had a blast reading it. So I want to read the entire series because sometimes you just need to have fun fantasy books. And then I have Rhythm of War. I love them so, so much. I mean, I've said it before, like the only reason why I haven't read these books is because I'm not sure if I want to reread this series before the 5th book is out, because it's a huge commitment rereading this series, because this is one book. So rereading 4 books will be like reading 8 volumes. 8 of these. 4 of these. I'm not sure I have the time, if I want to put the time to do that, because I said before, it takes me really long to read a fantasy book. And book 5 is not coming out yet. I mean, it's going to come out soon. So I'm trying to just save this book for when I have like a date for book 5, and that way there isn't a lot of time between this book and book 5, and I don't have to reread the entire series. In my mind, it makes perfect sense. But now, for the books I want to read, okay, for fantasy, I have Gardens of the Moon, as I said before. I need to challenge myself with something this summer. I decided it was going to be this book. Then I have The Bone Shard Daughter. I heard so many good things about this book. I'm really excited to try it. I don't know why, but I feel like it's perfect. It's going to be perfect for me. And then I have Guns of the Door, because I really wanted to try the author, and it's a standalone, and I know that I film fantasy books, so Isa really loves this book, and I just need to read this book. Like I'm hearing about it all the time. I need to read it. I also have a friend in Goodreads who loves this author, so I'm really like curious to see what he can bring to the table. And then I have Mother of Learning. I knew nothing about this book. I know that technically I'm breaking my own rules, because I said that I was only going to read books I know a lot of things about, so I'm sure it's going to be great. But the other way, I was on Matt Review's channel, and he put this book on his top favorite books, and it sounds really good, and I really love to find like hidden gems, like books that not many people are reading, because I feel like it's just really nice to go on a book you have no expectations for, and it turns out being a lot better than other popular books everyone is raving about. So I actually have a list of romance books. I know I said that I don't have like a list of romance books, but I actually came up with a couple I'm really interested in following. So I found a new session that is called Alien Mysteries. I already read the 6 books in the series, well, 5 books and 1 novella. So the author has another series that is called Secrets and Scramble, and I'll be reading that series too. So good, guys. I will not start talking about them, because if I start talking about them, I will not shut up in 20 minutes. So let's just say Alien Mysteries 10 out of 10. Highly unpopular opinion, because a lot of people don't like them, but okay, I shut up. Amazing. Then I have The Favorite, which I haven't read yet, but it's by Alice Colbreth. I've been looking forward to read this book since I read the blurb. It sounds perfect, and it was released last month. I either read it right now or talk with a friend who I know that she loves that author, so maybe she wants to buddy read it with me. In that case, it may take longer. Kill Game. One of you recommended this series to me, and I know I have to read it. I will be reading it soon, because after reading Alien Mysteries, I'm obsessed with thriller romances, and this one is actually a thriller romance too, and it's going to be a long series. Probably it's going to be a slow burn. I love thriller romances because you have a lot of books about the same couple, and you get so addicted to them. At the end, you feel like you know them a lot better than if it was only a standalone. So I'll be reading that one too. Then I'll be trying Alexandra Hazard. I'm a bit worried because she's like very well known in the gay romance community. The thing with this author is that I'm not sure if it's going to be for me, because her most well-known series is called Stray Guys. I'm not someone who picks up a book that is called Stray Guys, because I don't like gay for you. I don't hate it, but I would rather just have a bisexual. Even if it's Be Awakening, you know, like I really like Be Awakening, but when it's like, no, I'm not gay, I only like you, I'm not convinced about that. I'm sorry. So the title just makes me feel a bit worried, but I have a friend who really loves Alexandra Hazard. Like, I mean, I have several friends who really love Alexandra Hazard, but I have one of them who really love Adrian series and who really love other books I really love. So I felt like I need to see. And the last one is going to be a sapphic romance, because I've been wanting to for the last few years to read more sapphic romances, but every time I try it, I kept finding books I didn't really care about because they were too insta-love, or maybe I didn't care about the writing, until I found Those Who Wait, which I really enjoyed. And now I'm so obsessed with finding the right sapphic romance for me. And I know that last night in the Telegraph Club, a lot of people loved it. I know it's young adult, so I was hesitant because I would rather read an adult romance, but still, I think it's worth a try, only because it's a sapphic romance. I wouldn't do this for any other kind of romance, but sapphic romances. This is going to be probably a really long video, but I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know in the comments which books you are very excited to read this summer. I probably put too many on my list, but you know, just go for the flow. It's better to have more options in case you're in the mood for something else. And that's it for the video. You can like, you can subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon in another video.